Hey there guys, and welcome back to another SGC 2014 Pokemon Tournament battle. This time I'm up to the quarterfinals already, and I'm going up against a guy called Faggot. No, I'm not kidding. Anyway, he leads with his Tyranitar, and I lead with Cobalion again. Cobalian's pretty much the main lead on this team. And I don't think he's gonna stay in with that Tyranitar, because, you know, quadruple weakness to fighting and everything. So obviously he was gonna switch that thing out of there. Bring in the Chandelure. It's a pretty neat opportunity for me to set up Stealth Rocks, because I pretty much saw that switch coming from a mile away. Now, this Chandelure, I'm pretty sure if you've seen the previous battles, you know what I'm going to do already. Bring in Snorlax. Exactly. Because Snorlax can tank everything Chandelure can throw at it, and probably destroy it with a Pursuit on the switch. Because there is no way he's keeping that thing in against Snorlax. I mean, did you see the damage it did? Or, more specifically, the lack thereof. Anyway, he does indeed switch it out, Pursuit. He barely hangs on, but he has so little HP remaining that Stealth Rocks will kill off the Chandelure whenever he tries to switch that thing in. Brings in Cloyster. Again, another Cloyster. I don't know why are so many people using Cloyster. But whatever, he's obviously going to go for the Shell Smash here. So I could have switched. I mean, Cobalion and Avalugg have dealt with these Cloysters fairly well in the past. But I kind of wanted to see what Snorlax could do against it. And he doesn't have a White Herb, so his defense is going to be lowered by one stage. Still not quite enough for Snorlax to take it out with Body Slam, though. But the Sandstorm should do it in within a few turns. So he doesn't have a White Herb, he doesn't have leftovers. It's probably going to be one of those King's Rock Cloysters again, then. So switch out into Cobalion, because we've all seen that Cobalion absolutely does not care about a Cloyster, even if it's got a Shell Smash under its belt. So the Icicle Spears are not really doing any damage. I mean, I can probably take about 2 more of those, with leftovers considered. And then, of course, the Sandstorm just vanishes when I wouldn't have minded it staying up for a few turns. He goes for Razor Shell. I think... yeah, pretty much I figured Cobalion could take it because it is pretty bulky even if it doesn't have any defense investment. And then a Sacred Sword is going to take out the Cloyster. So once again I'm off to a pretty decent lead here. Chandelure is pretty much crippled, Cloyster's defeated. Up next he brings out a Rotom. Again, another one of those, seen an awful lot of them as well. So get Cobalion out of there because there's not much he can do. Bring Snorlax in, dedicated special wall, although he's not gonna like the Will-O-Wisp. Oh well. Honestly, no one on my team would really like a Will-O-Wisp, other than maybe Manectric and Salamence. And Greninja wouldn't mind the attack drop, but with the burn and the Life Orb is gonna be draining Greninja's health a little too fast for my liking. But he misses the Hydro Pump as I go for the Body Slam, just trying to pile on some damage. And I kept hoping for paralysis the entire time, but I completely forgot that Rotom's an electric type, it can't get paralyzed. So that's a bit of a bummer, but still it's immune to Earthquake and resists Fire Punch, and Pursuit isn't going to do much, so Body Slam's still best option. Just gotta keep going, hoping for a critical hit or something. And if not, just keep adding on the damage, so that something faster like Manectric or Greninja can come in and then kill off the Rotom. Anyway, he goes for Volt Switch, going to presumably kill Snorlax out and switch. Doesn't take Snorlax out though. And he brings in Gliscor. Not another one. Hate fighting Gliscor so very much. So go for the Body Slam. And you're not gonna believe this shit. Boom! Paralysis on Gliscor, no Toxic Orb for you. Oh, this bummed him out so very much. And then the burn kills off Snorlax, but doesn't matter. Gliscor pretty much neutered. So bring in Greninja. He's not going to keep that in here. He's probably going to switch into... oh yeah, the Rotom. To take the incoming Ice Beam. Rotom does resist it, but Greninja is just so strong. I'm pretty sure it'll still do a decent amount, and then I can just kill it off next turn with a Dark Pulse or something. Yeah, that's good enough. Take some Life Orb Recoil. He gets some health back with leftovers, but not enough to save him from his impending doom. As Greninja does go for the Dark Pulse. Quite like Shiny Greninja's color scheme, it's pretty badass. Wish that was in the new Smash Brothers. Don't think it is. Anyway, the Dark Pulse takes out Rotom. So he's not really doing so well right now. Brings in a Terrakion. I kinda assumed that it was a Scarf Terrakion, because you wouldn't bring a non-Scarf Terrakion in against a Greninja, because Greninja would easily outspeed and kill it. So, switch into Cobalion, see what exactly he's going to do. He's going to go for a Stone Edge, which Cobalion does not care about. That was honestly quite pathetic. So, obviously he's going to switch out, even though I think another Stone Edge might have been able to kill Cobalion at this point. But he brings in the Gliscor again. He probably didn't want to run the risk of Stone Edge missing and then Terrakion getting destroyed by Sacred Sword, even though it probably would not have been a one-hit KO. Because my Cobalion has no attack investment, so its Sacred Swords are not that powerful. Anyway, I'm not going to keep it in against the Gliscor. He's kind of expecting an Earthquake here, brings Salamence in. But even if it's not going to go for an Earthquake, it's not going to like the Intimidate. Instead, it's going to go for a Swords Dance. This is definitely one of the more unusual Gliscors I've seen of late. All I've seen are like the ones with Toxic Orb and then Substitute and Earthquake and Toxic and Protect or something. Or maybe some with Roost or Knockoff. Like the ones that are just meant to stall the game for ages on end. So I'm guessing his was kind of an offensive variant? Hell, I'm not even sure if he even had a Toxic Orb on it to begin with. Might have been a Hyper Cutter Gliscor. It's probably the better ability for a Swords Dance set, at least. Anyway, my Salamence is also Scarfed, so it did outspeed the Terrakion, but it survived a Hydro Pump. Quite surprising, and then the Stone Edge easily wrecked Salamence. So that's a bit of a bummer, but bring Cobalion in. He's gonna try and knock it out now. Is it gonna be enough though? Nope, it is not. And then the Sacred Sword will take the Terrakion out. So there we go. He doesn't have much left. He still has that Chandelure that's gonna die to Stealth Rock as soon as it comes in. And he still has that crippled Gliscor. And I think that's all that he has. So in comes Chandelure just to say hi real quick before dropping. Thanks for coming, Chandelure. See you next time. Oh yeah, and he also has the Tyranitar. I would understand why he would be reluctant to send that in against Cobalion. So he sets the Sandstorm up again. Don't really care. Of course, there's going to be a Mega Tyranitar. It's the only Pokemon on his team that could Mega Evolve. And Mega Tyranitar is pretty damn awesome, so I can't blame him for using it. Sacred Sword. Is it going to KO, though? No, not quite. Fire Blast misses. That is quite unfortunate for him. But it's not like it was going to change the outcome of the battle anyway. Because, come on, I still had Greninja, I still had Mega Manectric, I still had Avalugg. He wasn't gonna beat me anyway, so that Fire Blast miss didn't matter. Good battle, faggot. And, yeah, moving on to the semifinals next. Thanks for watching, bye-bye.